Good morning, Keith.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing fine.
After that long introduction, Keith, the show's over. We'll have to talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, man, it's an honor to get a phone call from Coach Sanderson.
Tell me about Barry. Probably ask you about the games. I saw most of them. Tell me about Miami. I know you don't know exactly what you're going to, maybe your needs and what you're looking for as the future goes along.
Well, we're looking for skilled basketball players. We like players with long wingspans and athletic ability, and skill is a very big part now. They got to have something that they can hang their hat on at the end of the day, and hopefully it's shooting. But we look to see if we can find a skilled player that can play multiple positions. The NBA has become that, where the more guys you have that can guard 2 or 3, maybe 4 positions, the better off you are.
Yeah.
And if you find a quality small forward that can go up to perhaps playing the 3, go up to playing a power forward. I mean, you really got yourself a pretty good ball player.
Keith, I guess the draft lotteries tonight with the ping pong balls. You guys obviously won't be a part of the lottery, I don't believe, unless you guys want on a trade or something there. We kind of talk about that process. Tonight, you guys will kind of know, or do you already know what position you're picking at because you're not in the lottery?
Well, we don't. We actually, it's one of the years where we're one of the few teams that don't have a first-round pick or a second-round pick. We're a team that prides ourselves on being able to play and compete for a championship every night. With saying that, we made some deals to acquire players, mainly LeBron, and move a couple players for salary purposes that we actually don't have a draft pick.
Well, tell us, it looks like to me this year, Dwyane Wade in the playoffs, Keith, I mean, he got stronger and stronger. I mean, he was, for a guy, I think he's 34, he looked like he had fresh legs. Just talk to us about Dwyane Wade, what he does to take care of his body, and just what a special player he really is.
Well, what Dwyane has done is he's really committed himself to fitness. Changing his diet and changing his workout routine in the summertime, and actually having a year off last year. I think it's been documented that, with us having a down year last year, actually gave him more time to rest. And he took advantage of it. I mean, he came in and probably one of the years where he was in the best shape of his life, probably. He's a Hall of Famer. He knows how to play. He doesn't get caught up in speed. I mean, he gets to his spots and he scores. Any young player out there today, they should really watch and notice how veteran players really take their time and get to where they want to. Everybody has certain spots on the court that they feel comfortable with, and they can get there and make a positive play.
Last night, Barry and I have a little bit different of opinion. I had felt, I know that they play, I know that Golden State plays small and Oklahoma plays much bigger. I had questioned whether Golden State was quite ready to play, and he said he felt like that I was wrong on that, and I may have been. I wasn't sure, and I know they shoot a lot of crazy shots, but they make a lot of them. Sort of, regardless of what I thought or he thought, sort of evaluate last night's game for us.
Well, you look at last night's game. Anytime you have a team that have an extended layoff, you want they're going to come out and you're trying to see if you can take advantage of it. I told my wife that I think Oklahoma City probably had a better rhythm going into last night, simply because I think they had a shorter rest period. They got 2 guys that are bona fide superstars, and they can put it down. And you got to give the big guy credit. God, man, I think Adams. He's really turned
improved.
himself into. He's really turned himself into a you probably got to say right now, 'cause he's probably the only true center playing. So he's probably one of the better centers in the league. I really enjoy watching him play. I like to watch a traditional brand of basketball with two bigs and, small forward and a shooting guard and a point. But as I said before, in today's game, you got to be able to adjust. And, you got to give Coach Donovan credit. He's done a very good job of coming to the NBA. His first year in the NBA, he came into a situation where he had, some very good talent, but also he came into a situation where he actually got that talent to buy into his system. So, everybody knows in the game that you're only as good as the players that you have, but it takes, you got to give the head coach and his staff credit for getting them to buy into his system. I mean, the way you can obviously see last night, the way they were switching the pick and rolls, that's been worked on. I mean, you haven't seen anyone pitch well, not only pick and rolls, but almost every play there's a switch. And, they got beat back door a couple of times, but for the most part, it was fun to watch them take Golden State out of their offense at times.
Yeah, as you talk about Golden State, when every game like that matters, when they get late, they always shoot the ball pretty fast. That's the way they play. Right. But then you get late in the game, and you don't really want to shoot the ball quite as fast. You want to run a little clock, but that's not really the way. So it kind of is a double-edged sword there, late with time and score. How much do NBA guys work on time and score with a 24-second clock?
Oh, it's worked on. You get to a situation where sometimes you want to go 2 for 1, and they'll do that. But, this game and with the shooters that they have, if you get an open look, whether it's is in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock or it's in the last 5. If they get an open look, you gotta let them shoot it. I mean, I'm a fan of ball movement, but sometimes you got to score. If you got an open shot, you got to shoot it because you may not get that look again. But they do a very good job coming down the stretch. They won't come down with 25, 26 seconds on the clock and raise up. They're going to try and get the last shot there.
Keith, what was the most difficult thing for you coming, from college basketball to Miami, trying to adjust to defensively, offensively? What gave you the most trouble?
Well, I tell you, I tell people all the time, you're coming from Athens High, where I had Coach Jerry Todd. We played mostly man-to-man, and coming from your system where we played mostly man-to-man and threw in the drop zone on occasion. It really helped me defensively because that's all I knew. I knew the fundamentals and I knew the principles of guarding. When you're taught to play a half a body on top, that's going to transcend anywhere, and defense requires effort. I was telling Coach Greg Polinsky the other day, people ask me how have I made it so long. 9 years, played 9 years, I think got paid for 10, undrafted, and been in Miami for 26 years. And I tell them all the time, when you actually told me Norman thought I could play pro basketball, may he rest in peace, you told me, son, go down there and do what you do well and don't do what you can't do. And that's how I've survived. I mean, I come to work, I go to work every day, I think about it and I try and have myself a plan and I go out and I execute it. But coming from college to pro, every day you got to come out and you got to be ready to work because there's only, I think, 425 jobs now. And every day there's someone trying to take it. And I was one of the guys for the first 5 years playing on a non-guaranteed contract that, that day may have been my last. So I played every day like it's my last day.
Keith, in the playoffs, how important is it, to try to get that, well, I know it's important, to get that series done quick, where Cleveland's won 4-0, 4-0. You guys were stretched to 7, and Toronto was stretched to 7. Now they got to go the next round where the other team's been sitting there resting. It takes its toll on your body. If you can get that series wrapped up really fast, doesn't that give you a great advantage?
Yeah, well, you get rest time. Rest time is very valuable, but you want to also be able to go into a series with a rhythm. And if you're not playing, you got to be practicing. You got to practice in the way in which you're going to play. At this level, at this late in the season, and you're going to say the conference finals, it's going to be limited contact. You may have 1 or 2 days where you got contact, because people, not only the coaching staff, but the management of the team, they're fearful of injury. And last thing you want to do as a coach is have one of your best players get hurt in practice. So it becomes fear. I'll say it becomes fear of contact later in the season. So you want to play. You want to close them out, but then again, you want to continue to play. And with Toronto going, 2 7-game series, I think for a young team, it probably gave them a little confidence knowing that they've been to 2 7-game series now, been through 2 7-game series, and they've come out on top. And, they're going into a tough environment, but they got a good feeling. If they can come out and jump on Cleveland early, on the road, and just stay in the game. Don't get yourself to a double-figure deficit, and stay in the game and come down. You want to be able to say you got a 1 or 2 possession game going down the final minutes of the fourth quarter, similar to what happened last night in Oklahoma City. You go down with 2 minutes to go, and it's a 1 or 2 possession game, 1 turnover, and you get a score. You could win the game.
Yeah.
You had the great fortune of playing for Pat Riley, who I have a great deal of respect for. I know him a little bit through you, but I think a heck of a basketball coach, a guy who sort of grew as a basketball coach maybe, but just is, I'm sure, a fun guy to play for.
Oh, God, he's incredible to play for. And to this day, I still say I worked with him. I never say I worked for him, but it's an honor to be affiliated with him and his organization. One thing that I will tell you is that he's an incredible motivator. I every chance I get to sit and speak with him, it's like I'm having a college course. Right. He's very wise, and the thing about him, he's willing to listen. I mean, we all know that we're all still learning. Every day you're trying to learn, and he's into that. He knows a lot, but he's not going to tell you he knows everything. But he's not a micromanager. If he tells you he wants you to do something, he'll trust that you're going to do it. Playing for him, he definitely had you prepared, and I tell you, if he was to sit in the locker room and come in there and tell you, now there's a small crack in this wall. If you hit this crack, you'll run right through that wall. I guarantee you, everybody dressed in that uniform would run and try and hit that crack, because they would believe they would go through that wall.
That's great.
And I would. I'm fortunate. I've had. I'll go back to Coach Jerry Todd, Coach Wimp Sanderson. I played for Coach Ron Rothstein. A short period of time, I played for Alvin Gentry. I played for Kevin Lockery and Coach Pat Riley. I mean, I haven't had a lot of coaches. I learned a lot from them all, but it all starts with the grassroots, so to speak, from my high school coach and my college coaching staff. And when I can sit with Coach Greg Polinsky and I can sit with Coach David Haas when we're out on the road together evaluating and talk about Alabama basketball and Coach Sanderson, and we all have a smile. I mean, that it gives me goosebumps. I mean, there's not a day that I don't say roll tide to my boys when they go to bed. They go to bed every night. And
well, they'll tell you some stories. I know Greg will. You can't trust Greg.
All right, Keith, we appreciate it, buddy. I know it's a busy time for you guys. Of course, you don't have a draft pick, so you don't have to really worry about the lottery tonight.
Man, so. I'm sitting in my truck now. I'm getting ready to go in. I'm ready to go into a gym there and watch some guys that are eligible for the draft and see if I can find a diamond in the rough. You know, when you got 61, you gotta make it count. So
that's right.
I'm out mining, man.
All right, buddy.
Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Keith.